Hey, NFA money maker family. High fives to you today. Looking through the titles of episodes, I noticed that I haven't done an episode in quite a while on productivity. And this has been on my mind because I've noticed a trend in my business where I've talked to you about this before. The less I work, the more I make. And part of the reason that I'm able to do that is because I'm hyper productive with the time that I do have. And we're going to talk about Parkinson's law today and have you align your life and your business in this way. That's one of the big reasons. So if you are a person who struggles with productivity or has the desire to be more productive with your time, because always remember, time is money and how you spend your time is incredibly important. You want to be in a joyful state. You want to be energetic and alive. You want to feel good with what you're doing. And you want to feel productive in the sense that what you're doing generates the expected results. And when I say expected results, meaning that your actions that you're taking are aligned with what you want the outcomes to be. And I know there's a charge on the word productive because we can get into the hustle and the grind and always be productive, but it could be productivity that's not getting you anywhere. And when I'm talking about supercharged productivity, I'm talking about zone of genius, living in that energetic space where you feel alive, you love what you're doing, you're being hyper productive because you're so inspired to be doing what you're doing, and you're in creative flow. So that's what we're going to talk about today. I'm going to give you 5 questions to supercharge your productivity. If it's your first time here, I'm Dr. Amanda Barrientez, the host of Max Potential Money. This is your place to come each and every week for tips, tools, and strategies to help you up-level your mindset, your money, your marketing, and your manifestation skills so that you can be a better moneymaker in your business. This is for coaches and entrepreneurs. These are tips that are going to help you reduce the amount of hard work and effort that you have to put into building your business, right? That you put into building your business. And it's that word I said have to, like you feel like you have to grind. I don't want that. And so when I talk about productivity today, I don't want you to feel like you're in the grind. I want you to feel supercharged productivity, which means that you have a sense of flow, ease, joy, fun, and that you're marking things off your list that feel like they are aligned with what you want to create in the world and also getting tangible results. So who cares if you're productive? Well, and I think this is in the definition of the word. It depends on how you think about productivity, because I was going to say, who cares if you're productive if it's not getting results? But in and of itself, productivity would equal results. The thing is, a lot of people do busy work so that they would say, well, I'm producing, I'm putting stuff out there, I'm in action every day. But if it's not actually producing the results that you want, then I don't think of that as productivity. I think of that as busy work, or in an episode a while back, I call it being on the treadmill of BS, where you're just running all the time, but what you're doing isn't actually leading where you want to go. It's just kind of standing still in place. And often I find people doing this because they are scared and they don't have a path. So they don't have an A to Z roadmap to get them where they want to go. So they take a whole bunch of actions, and it's often a scattered approach. And it's like, I've been having a lot of people say to me lately, it's like throwing spaghetti at the wall and hoping it sticks. And we don't want to be doing that. There is strategy to building a business. And there is a way to do it that feels more directed, strategic, and then you actually feel like you have a sense of control of your life and your business and your outcomes, and you're not just doing busy work. So let me talk to you about first the power of questions. Remember, powerful people ask themselves powerful questions. In order to be an NFA badass and a person who is mindful and making money in a way that's aligned with your zone of genius, you got to start asking yourself reflective questions. You got to be mindful of yourself. You got to get curious about yourself. So the greatest leaders and successful people in the world, and people who you look to inspire you, they ask themselves powerful questions. So I love to give you questions to reflect. And this is something you're going to want to probably do in a journal. So if you're driving or running or something like that, you might want to go back and write these questions down, because they're very powerful questions to help you get aligned for supercharged productivity. And the other thing I want you to remember is that if you don't fill your day with max potential actions, your day will get filled with chaotic, draining distractions. Okay? So max potential habits used to be the title of this podcast. Now it's max potential money. And the thing is that max potential actions and max potential thoughts and max potential habits are what lead to max potential money. So if you don't fill your day with max potential mindset, max potential habits, max potential actions, you're going to end up chaotically running all over the place, and weird, almost like emergencies will come into your life. And I think of this as self-sabotage. I think of it as you're not clear and organized and directed with your day. So you're sending a signal to the universe that you don't really care about your time and how you spend your time. And so the universe is going to bring you a whole bunch of nonsense to help you get clear. And so if you notice that, let's say you wake up in the morning and you're like, I'm not really sure what I'm doing today, and you kind of just get started and you don't have any clear direction, I promise you things are coming in that are going to conflict, that are going to cause derailment, that are going to take you on paths you weren't expecting. You're going to have someone call and there's going to be an emergency. I barely have these things happen to me anymore now that I'm very clear and directed with my time, because I'm signaling, hey, I am the master of my time. Time doesn't master me, right? And so I want you to get really clear with your time, and I want you to keep this phrase in your mind. If you don't fill your day with max potential actions, your day will get filled with chaotic, draining distractions. And I know if you're listening to this and you're reflecting on your history and you're not someone who's a master of your time yet, then you've experienced this where you go, oh yeah, I didn't have anything written on my schedule. I had 5 hours blocked off of like, oh, I've got free time to do a whole bunch of business development. And then 5 things happened that derailed it. And then you didn't get that time. And it's because you weren't directed and clear with that time initially. So just remember that. So let me give you these 5 questions. Number 1, what's the optimal morning routine to set me up for success? What's the optimal morning routine to set me up for success? So this is a supercharge your productivity question, because the way you start your day dictates the rest of your day. So, I can't say I'm 100% perfect about this where I get up and do the exact same thing every day. This morning I moved last week, and so my rhythm this week is pretty off. And I stayed in bed much longer than usual, and I got up and I was only able to read for a little while. I didn't do my exercise, yada, yada. So when I say that these are habits you want to implement, there's going to be sometimes things that come up. A move is a big transition and I'm getting refocused and reoriented. Typically, my day starts with journaling. Well, I like to, on my most ideal day, sometimes I reorganize it based on, what I have on my schedule, but I really am specifically conscious about scheduling things so that I can have my morning routine be the way I want it to be. Every once in a while, I'll have a client, on a, different time zone that needs an earlier schedule, and sometimes I will do that. But most of the time, I schedule my morning so that I cannot start working with people until 9 or 10 for Mountain Standard Time. And that's because I like to have my morning routine just stellarly aligned for my energetic alignment. So what that looks like for me is getting up in my pajamas, getting a cup of tea, and reading books. Like, I love to read. I love to learn every single day. So I'll read. I have a stack of several books that I read the chapter out of. Sometimes if I get into really one book, I'll just keep powerhousing that book. So I read, I journal about that book, I take reflective notes, I meditate, and I exercise. Okay, so every day I'm doing personal growth and development, I'm journaling, I'm learning something new, and then I'm getting aligned through meditation, and I'm exercising. Then I shower, and then I start my work. If you're watching this on YouTube, I do in quotes work day. And, I could call it my play day because I love what I'm doing. So that is my general morning routine. I don't work out every day of the week, 5 days a week typically. And then some days, if I'm really, really into something I'm reading, I might decide to skip some part of that and do more of one thing than the other. I lead myself by joy, but my morning routine is optimized to have me have the spontaneous flow in the morning that feels good. Physical exercise is incredibly important. Meditation is a game changer. If you are someone who hasn't started meditating yet, try it out. Go to the Calm app, CALM. It's a really easy way to start. They have 10-minute simple meditations. They guide you through it. You can do the free app. Just start somewhere. Go to YouTube and look up how to start meditating. Don't let that you don't know how be an excuse. Meditating will change your life because it changes your brain and helps you be more mindful, and will set you up for productivity because you're going to be more aligned. Gandhi says, I have so much to do today, I better meditate twice as long. And I love that because it's so true. When you're energetically aligned, your productivity is enhanced because you feel centered, you feel grounded, you feel clear. When you're meditating, you'll have, and this might not happen to you every time, but often when you're meditating and you get in the habit and the practice of it, you'll notice that ideas come in and clarity comes in that you didn't experience before, so that you're more directed during your day and you don't feel frazzled and busy and hustling. So that's why an optimal morning routine is helpful and, to me, critical and key to set you up for success. So that's question number 1. What's the optimal morning routine to set me up for success? And just start small. Maybe for you right now, you don't have any morning routine. Start with 5 minutes of journaling. Start with a walk around the block. Start with stretching in your living room, and then doing 1 minute of meditation. Whatever it is for you, if you're not doing anything yet, just start small and take small degrees of change over time. So Atomic Habits talks about this. There's another, I'm going to forget the book right now. I just read it recently. It was really great, talking about small degrees of change. I'll have to find it, and you can email me if you want to know. But it's talking about very small degrees of change and how we make tiny habits. It's called tiny habits. And so you just, instead of going from like, oh, I'm going to get off my couch and go, 0 exercise to training for a marathon, you're going to go, I'm going to get up and I'm going to walk around the block today. Right? Then the next day you go, oh, I'll add 5 minutes. Or maybe you'd add 1 minute. You just do tiny increments of change, and that makes you be more successful because you get the quick win feedback and the positive associations in your brain. So try that out. Whatever it is, just start with a morning routine. Start with 10 minutes if you're starting with nowhere. If you already do it, then maybe add, you go, okay, I'm going to schedule out a 1 hour morning routine or a 2 hour morning routine, and just see how it changes your productivity. People think, I don't want to take the time to do that because I have so much to do, but it actually helps all the things that you need to do go more smoothly and efficiently and effectively, and you feel better. Okay, number 2. How can I schedule my day according to Parkinson's law to supercharge my productivity? Now, if you don't know, Parkinson's law is a very powerful force. So it states that work expands to fill the time allotted. Work expands to fill the time allotted. What this means is that if you give yourself 2 hours or no time limit to check your email, it'll take 2 hours, or it'll take all day. And this has to do with what we were talking about in the beginning when I said, if you fill your day with max potential actions, if you don't fill your day with max potential actions, your day will fill with chaotic, draining distractions. That's Parkinson's law. It's because you haven't defined anything. So chaos is taking up the day. That's Parkinson's law in reverse, really. And so if you want to implement Parkinson's law, what this looks like is scheduling your day according to a block schedule, or having things written down where you give yourself a specific amount of time. So, for example, this morning I have, in a little while from now, it doesn't make sense to me to say, but in 30 minutes from now, I have an interview that I'm on a panel. And so I go, oh, doing my video now, knocking it out. And I have a certain amount of time. So I prep it, I plan it, I record it, I do all the things I need to do. And that knocks it out in that period of time so that I don't let it take over the whole day. So if you are someone who doesn't have a block schedule, or at least a calendar schedule where you write down what you're going to do in a specific amount of time, you could do this every morning if you want to be supercharging your productivity. You then will be living by Parkinson's law. So you go, okay, at 3 o'clock, I have 1 hour to check my email. And you will be hyper focused because you go, I got to get through all the riffraff. I got to get to the important emails. I have 1 hour, and set a timer and abide by it, because Parkinson's law will force you and help you and support you to make sure you get what you need to have done. And then it won't just expand out into the full day. This is a really powerful tool that I've used, and it's just such a supercharging your productivity tool. So remember to schedule your day according to Parkinson's law so you can supercharge your productivity. Okay, number 3, what is the highest priority action step I can take today to get my desired results? What is the highest priority action step I can take today to get my desired results? If you don't have clarity and intention about what you need to be doing in order to move the needle forward in whatever way that looks like for you in your life or your business, you have a lack of clarity, you have a lack of purpose, you have a lack of intention, and again, chaotic stuff will fill your day. You've got to be organized by highest priority action step. And if you have 5 that you need to take, prioritize them and go, okay, what's number 1? Then set it up and write down the time, set it up under Parkinson's law and go, okay, this is number 1, highest priority action step. I'm going to write down what it is. I'm going to write a time by it, a specific amount of time by it. I'm going to knock it out. Then I'm going to go to the next, knock it out, next, knock it out, right? And you want to be someone who doesn't do, especially if you've been someone who's not been good at time management and productivity, you don't want to put too much on that list. Do not put more than 3 items because you'll feel overwhelmed and you won't be able to knock those out in one day, and then you'll beat yourself up at the end of the day and go, and your subconscious will be telling you, see, you're not good at productivity. You're not good at doing this. And I don't want you to set up a self-fulfilling a reinforcing self-fulfilling cycle where you keep telling yourself you're not good at productivity. No, this is to set you up as a time management master so that you can supercharge your productivity. So write down 1 to 3 at first of the highest priority action steps you can take today to get your desired results. Write a time frame right by it, knock out the first, then go to the next, then go to the next. And as you get better at this, you'll start to learn how much time things take. So people ask me all the time, how do you know how much time things are going to take? Part of it is tracking and part of it is experience. And then part of it is going, okay, now I can project into the future. How long will this take for me? And then I allot it on my schedule. For example, when I do these episodes, I know exactly how long it's going to take because I've done so many. And so I can write that in my schedule and I can abide by it, right? And then if I'm in a new project, I do a similar thing, but I've done this work for a while, so I have a pretty good gauge on how long it's going to take. If you're newer at it, start tracking so that you can understand. Again, that's blocking your schedule, because if you have it in your schedule and you go, oh, okay, I got really close, then the next time you go to do a project like that, it's going to take a similar amount of time, and you have it blocked in your schedule so you know how much to block in the future schedule. Okay, number 4. Is what I'm doing right now leading to my desired results? So this is a daily question you want to be asking yourself. Is what I'm doing right now leading to my desired results? This is also a question that's going to highlight for you if you're procrastinating or avoiding or not taking action in a direction that is leading you where you want to go. This could be like you thinking, oh, I'm going to go on social media to create a post for my business, and then you get lost down the wormhole of friend posts, and it's you consuming social media instead of being a producer of social media. So that's just one example of where you would want to notice that and go, wait, is what I'm doing right now leading to my desired results? Okay, we are habits creatures, right? So if you set yourself up for success, you're going to have success. If you keep letting yourself do the things that are not getting you where you want to go, you're not going to ever be successful. Part of being a master of productivity and a master of your time is just noticing, oh crap, I'm not doing the thing that's getting me where I want to go. Stop. You don't need to beat yourself up. You don't need to go, oh, see, I'm so bad at this, yada, yada, yada. You just go, oh, stop. Okay, now what am I going to pivot to make sure that I'm doing what's leading to my desired results, and just start doing it. So this is all about habits reformation, right? It's about training your brain in a new direction, and then it becomes your autopilot behavior. But it takes consciousness by asking yourself these questions. So that's why I say write these down and post them somewhere and use them every day for a month and see what happens to your productivity. I promise you it'll be supercharged. Okay, number 5. Where will I add creative free time to my weekly schedule to stay inspired and energetically aligned? This is a really important one because most people don't think about how free time creates productivity because they think the opposite. They go, I have so much to do. I'm overloading my plate. I got to knock it off. I never have time for free time because I've got so much to do. The problem with that thinking is that you continue to recreate the energy you're putting out there. So if you're putting out there, I'm always busy, I'm always stressed, my plate's always full, you're going to get more of that. If you create freedom and space in your schedule, you actually get to have things attracted to you. This is a manifestation tool where it's more easily coming your way without so much work and effort because you've taken the time to nurture yourself, to allow your creativity to flow and to get energetically aligned. This goes back to number one, where we talk about an optimal morning routine. If you're not allowing yourself to have an optimal morning routine, it's because somewhere in you have a money block belief that you've got to be working all the time in order to make your business be successful or your life be successful. This is a scarcity mindset. It's also you believe that like you have this subconscious competing commitment belief that you've always got to be working to make money. I want you to step into the belief that you could make money with ease and joy and flow and fun, and that when you align yourself energetically with creative flow and freedom, you're going to attract things your way more easily. Life in and of itself is going to feel better. You're going to wake up in the morning with more joy and ease, and then you attract more of that. So that fifth question is, where will I add creative free time to my weekly schedule to stay inspired and energetically aligned? And remember, everything I'm teaching you is about energetic alignment, because to be a manifestation master and a money maker, you want to be energetically aligned. You can make money the hard way, and you can grind and hustle and stress yourself out and make a lot of money. Lots of people do that. I want you to feel good while you make money. And I want it to come to you more easily. So that's what I'm teaching you here. So I'm going to recap real quick, and then we're going to wrap up. So 5 questions to supercharge your productivity. Number 1, what's the optimal morning routine to set me up for success? Number 2, how can I schedule my day according to Parkinson's law to supercharge my productivity? Number 3, what is the highest priority action step I can take today to get my desired results? Number 4, what I'm doing right now leading to my desired results? And number 5, where will I add creative free time to my weekly schedule to stay inspired and energetically aligned? So great to be with you here today. If you like what you're hearing or watching, make sure that you subscribe, share the channel, share the podcast, turn on notifications, leave a review, shout it out to your friends so that we can grow our NFA community. And until next time, NFA money making high fives. Thanks so much for listening to or watching this episode of Max Potential Money. Be sure to subscribe, leave a review, and turn on notifications if you're watching on YouTube. Share it with your friends so we can build our NFA family. And if you're getting value from what you are learning here, you are definitely going to want to go to moneyblocksprofile.com. Again, that's moneyblocksprofile.com to learn your top money block that's limiting your income potential.